This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons, like Chris, Craig Marshall, Bellafray Dragontooth, Clinway, Metalligo Phaleon, Amara May, Dan Wilkerson, Christoph Haas, Centra, Mommy B, Amy Veris, Infinitron, Casey Schaefer, Alex Baus, and a Mage Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon episode 47. I'm Lukile Bravestone, and I am joined today by Yazz Pot, and that's all today, folks. Orange Caramel and Mela Vanadar is missing in action right now. Orange is terrified of spoilers in this episode, and Maela went to the zoo, and we don't really know what happened to him. So it's me and Yazz. We're gonna keep this ship afloat.
Yep.
Hopefully. We have a lot to talk about as usual. It's a good time to be in a podcast because there's a lot is happening in Final Fantasy XIV right now.
It's true.
If you didn't guess it already, we're going to talk about the Media Tour embargo that's been lifted. Or we're not going to talk about the embargo, we're going to talk about the stuff that came out of it.
Right.
Some interesting changes are coming up in Stormblood, so we're going to talk about that. Also, yeah, a reminder. These are not final. Nothing is final yet, and there are some... we'll get to that when we talk about it, but yeah. New trailer was released.
Yeah, you can call it a trailer.
Yeah, showing off the new areas, a tour of the East. We're gonna talk about that. We have also seen a little bit of the new dungeon design. We also got some troubling news, which we're going to talk about. A recent interview with Yoshi P. And in the great discussion today, jump potions. Now, if you've watched this before, we've already sort of talked about this, but that was when it was a theoretical thing. Now it's actually really like happening-ish. So we're going to talk about that. Normally we would show Hawk Manor Hard, which we actually did, but I don't have the video ready. I got professional podcast. That's all I have to say. Yeah. So I might draw the next. Do I draw the dungeon today, or should I just wait for next week?
I mean, you could draw it.
I could always draw it, so we know, because we still have to do that dungeon next week. So instead, if you're watching this on YouTube right now in a recording, you will see that video on YouTube. I think. I don't know how this. Don't forget about it. Let's move on. We're not going to see it on this live broadcast. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay. Before we do that, we have to do the regular channel updates. Remnants of a Realm released as well. It released on Thursday, not on Wednesday. When I said Wednesday last week, I was talking for the Patreon supporters. It came out on Thursday for non-Patreons. So next week, we won't get a Remnants of a Realm episode.
What?
Instead, you'll get tentatively last episode.
Yeah.
Of the Fall and Rise of Final Fantasy XIV. Please look forward to it. So when I'm done with that, I can finally start working on the other projects. So that's going to be a huge relief. It also slow down on the amount of "Where's my Fall and Rise episode?" comments that I keep getting on every video.
Sure will.
We also reached 10,000 subs on YouTube today, which is cool. Thank you to everyone for subscribing. We don't really, because it happened today, we don't really know how to celebrate that. So we're gonna get back to that. There is still like we had like a Patreon goal where we had to hold like a 12-hour stream. Again, like this will be like our third 12-hour stream, I think. But it's gonna be like some summer someday. Oh, it's summer already. Shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's summer.
Fuck. Well, please look forward to something. Also, we'll start expanding the channel a bit. Chronicles of a Realm will finally come out. Secrets of a Realm is coming out as well. And hopefully we'll start getting some non-1.0 related content out. Maybe Let's Plays of other Final Fantasy titles. I'm also considering making a Fall and Rise type series for Final Fantasy Versus 13. But I don't want that in the comment section yet. Don't start asking for it yet. But it is like a similar sort of topic to the Final Fantasy 14 thing, so it might happen. But yeah, please look forward to it.
I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So that's that for the channel updates. Now let's talk about what we've been doing in Final Fantasy 14 this week. Yes, do you have anything to share?
Well, I've been leveling my alt that I made on Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And just had one of my friends. He transferred over to my server. We've been messing around there and stuff. So I actually played quite a lot this week.
Yeah, right.
Trying to make that money, before I go into Stormblood.
True. There's also the event, the Make It Rain event.
Yeah, I made a few 100K.
Yeah, I haven't done any. I've done my mini cag pot. That's all I've done.
I just used it as an excuse to Chocobo race.
Oh yeah, my love for
you can actually make a lot off of Chocobo racing.
Yeah.
Decent enough bird.
If you actually have it. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I don't want to be like all orangey here, but I still have a Gen 1 Chocobo. I've never...
Oh.
Yeah. So... Last place in every race. Anyways, I have leveled my Dragoon. That's it. I did Palace of the Dead. It's pretty boring. I'm trying to get like my Dragoon up to 60 because last time I leveled my Dragoon was in A Realm Reborn, so it was level 50 with eye level 99. So that's where I am. So I'm at level 50. I just unlocked the second dungeon, so I think it's 53.
53.
It's such a long climb. But at least I can use other dungeons than Dusk Vigil, which is the dungeon I just despise.
You should be able to make it there before Stormblood.
Yeah, I hope so. I just have to play a bit more. So, let's get into the meat.
Let's do it.
The Media Tour embargo was lifted last week. Wait, this week?
Well, it was a few days ago, really.
Yeah, a few days ago. And we talked about some of the skills in the previous episode. And I remember we're gonna save the White Mage for later, but we did sort of ask ourselves if maybe they were keeping something like out of the White, like they were. Maybe something was going to happen to White Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened indeed. So let's go through what exactly happened here. Cass, where do we start? Do we start with? Where do you want to start? Yes. Which?
Okay, I want to start with Dark Knight.
Let's go to Dark Knight
because I said that they were going to be awful. And I'll admit, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
Yeah,
they got treated well.
Yeah,
so I concede that I was wrong on calling Dark Knights trash.
Yeah,
they got a lot of cool stuff. Although one of the most interesting things about that is I can't remember the skill name, but the one where I think it's like marked for death or something.
Mm-hmm.
Where you put the timer on them, and if they die within a certain amount of time, you get your HP and MP back.
Yeah.
So actually, in the Japanese translation of those tooltips, it works as a trick attack.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't know. Like, is that a thing? Because if that's a thing, that's that's a real good reason to bring a Dark Knight right there.
Yeah.
Really good reason to bring a Dark Knight. And it's on a 2-minute cooldown. So it's like, whew.
Yeah.
Soul Survivor, that's the name, yeah.
Soul Survivor, yeah, that was it. So they like we talked about the blood gauge. So it's not a you gain blood gauge from a few weapon skills and abilities, including Soul Eater, Blood Price, and Blood Weapon, which gives 3 points each time you use an auto attack or weapon skill.
And Salted Earth also gives blood gauge.
Ah, nice.
Which
yeah, Salted Earth, that's the AoE.
That's the ground placed AoE.
Yeah.
Yeah, which that's going to be in AoE situations. You're going to be swimming in blood. Because that's going to be a lot. It's 1 per tick on every enemy.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Dark Knight got an upgrade, that's for sure. Speaking of upgrades, we touched on this, but Warrior.
Yeah.
Did we talk about it last episode? The fact that he can do 6 fell cleaves in a row?
Pretty sure we did, yeah.
I can't stop talking about that because
I know.
Everyone thought that they're gonna nerf the living shit out of Warrior, and then we get 6 fell cleaves.
Oh, someone's saying in chat maybe Soul Survivor might only work like that in PvP.
Oh, really?
Okay, that's that honestly makes more sense because it kind of seems weird that they'd be given a tank a trick attack for PvE. But yeah, sorry, let's get back to Warrior.
Right. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, fell cleaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
It still has the potency of 500.
Yeah, still does.
But it can only be executed while under the effect of Deliverance, which is now.
It already only could.
Oh, you could. What did they remove again?
What did they remove from Fellcleave?
No, they removed from Warrior. There's something they removed there. The stacks.
The stacks.
Those
stacks. Yeah. Those are replaced by the Beast Gauge now.
Yeah.
And a lot of their skills that used to generate stacks no longer generate Beast Gauge. Mainly like all their cooldowns and stuff. Like Berserk doesn't generate any. Vengeance doesn't generate any. So it's much more focused on going through your main combos as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of people are saying that it's not necessarily going to be the easiest thing and probably not logical to do a 6 fell cleave rotation that besides maybe just in your opener or something.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of time to set up.
Yeah. You can just do
speaking
it
of Berserk,
impressive.
Got a huge nerf. Berserk got a huge nerf.
Oh yeah, it did.
Oh, and a little bit of a buff. A little bit. But it's only 30% attack power now. Down from 50.
Right.
And well, it doesn't have a pacify, which that's good.
Oh yeah, that's good. Finally, the end of those annoying healing Suna macros.
Yep, that's exactly what I said too. No more Berserk macros. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, they seem to have stayed relatively in the same spot they were before. Though it's seeming a little weird because a lot of people who are saying, who were at the media event, were saying that they were actually trying to take Warrior off of being the top DPS tank and replace it with Dark Knight.
Oh.
Which I don't know if that seems like it's coming out yet, like with looking at both their skills. But definitely looking at like them just hitting a dummy, it did seem like on average, a Dark Knight's average rotation was hitting quite a lot harder than Warrior's was.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
I guess that'll be, we'll have to find out if that's true or not, but it's seeming like they're both going to be pretty beast.
Yeah. Before we get to Paladin, let's just quickly go through the. I don't think we went through the role actions last time for all the roles, because they've changed them, some of them for tank.
Right.
So role actions, they've taken a Rampart from Paladin, so that's shared now. It has a 90-second recast time and reduces damage by 20%. I think that's exactly the same.
Yep, exactly the same.
But they have a stun, low blow, stuns target for 5 seconds, obtainable at level 12. Recast time 25 seconds, deals no damage.
Yeah, which I think is the exact same as it is on Dark Knight, obviously, with the exception of the Dark Knight one does damage right now.
Yeah. That seems to be a theme here with all the new stuns, that they don't deal damage.
Silences and all, yeah, really does seem that way. Which, to be honest, I think is a great thing. It sucks not having them as little bits of extra damage on off global cooldown skills. Yeah. But when you actually need something silenced or you actually need something stunned, it's not going to be immune to it, right? So I actually see that as a really great change, personally.
Yeah, it also removes like the annoying part when you're doing like a duty finder group and you have to like stun a boss at a specific time and someone keeps using stun in the rotation. Yeah. Now there's no need to have it in your rotation.
Right.
Also provoke obviously is available for everyone. Recast, last time we said that it had 20 something cooldown. It has 40 seconds cooldown.
It might actually be 40 now.
I don't know if that's honestly, maybe upped.
I don't know. I'll look it up right now. Because I'm not actually aware. I never really pay attention to it.
Obtainable at level 16 now. So it's available even earlier than before.
Yeah, it's a 40-second recast right now too.
Okay. Yeah. Is it obtainable at level 16 as well?
22.
22. Okay, so it's gone down now.
Which seems to be a thing they're doing with most of the role actions. They seem to be going down in levels quite a bit.
Yeah. Convalescence, another paladin skill, has been torn out and given to everyone else. Recast on 20 seconds, increases own HP recovery via healing magic by 20%. And I think that's also the same as it is right now. Now the new one is Anticipation, which increases parry rate by 30%.
Yeah, that's essentially Dark Knight, Dark Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they lost Dark Dance and that went in there, so.
Yeah. That's level 24. Reprisal. Lowers target's damage dealt by 10%.
It's a little short. I feel like, because I'm pretty sure Reprisal on Dark Knight right now lasts significantly longer. Because I think this is only like 5 or 6 seconds,
5
right?
seconds.
Yeah, yeah. So that sucks a little bit.
Yeah. That's like you have to know exactly when that attack is coming. Like if you want to lower like a tank buster, I guess it's useful.
Yeah, that'd be pretty much.
Yeah. But it's probably not something people are going to prioritize in their what's it called, you can only select 5 of these, and I don't think this one is highest up on the list. Awareness nullifies chance of suffering critical damage, which it's the same. It's just got a new icon. They just color swapped it. Duration 25 seconds. And then there's the interject, which is the silencer, and it does not deal damage, and it lasts for 1 second.
Which is that's actually the same as how Spirits Within lasts right now.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's Ultimatum. That is the AoE aggro. That's AoE provoke.
Provoke. Is that also on a 40-second cooldown?
It's on 90 seconds.
90 seconds. Okay. Well, that's not too bad.
Again, a disclaimer, these numbers are not final.
Right.
And then there's Shirk, which came out of nowhere. That's from Ninja. Diverts 20% of enmity to target party member, which is basically just the one that Ninja had.
Shadewalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I could see some pretty good uses for that, but in all honesty, it's kind of useless. Like, if you have 2 tanks who know what they're doing when they're swapping,
yeah,
you don't need to bring that.
No. Okay, so there's nothing like mind-blowing about this stuff. It's pretty basic. Paladin. Yeah. What is happening?
I'm actually very happy with Paladin so far. I was excited when I saw the live letter stuff, and I'm even more excited now.
Yeah.
They got pretty much a potency upgrade on every single one of their skills.
Yeah.
Fight or flight got a buff. So now it's actually better than Berserk, which I never thought I would say those words. They did the right thing and moved a lot of their combos off of Riot Blade instead of Savage Blade.
Yeah.
So having a lot of MP is going to be a super easy thing. Still have most of our cooldowns.
Mm-hmm.
The only one we really lost, I guess, would be awareness, because you might not have the space to take it. Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually gained an extra cooldown. So
Oh yeah, you did.
now
Yeah.
cover.
Mm-hmm.
If you use cover on somebody, you get a 20% damage reduction. So it doesn't even have to be on anything that matters. If you're just sitting there and you want to take less damage, you just cover the monk or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is pretty cool. They, how many skills do they get? They get 5 new skills. Is that the?
Yes.
I think that's, yeah. Of course, everyone's talking about Passage of Arms, which is the cool one. We talked about that in the last episode.
Total Eclipse, their AoE.
Oh yeah, that one too. That one is
Potency, that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Intervention, that's this skill at first I was kind of underwhelmed with.
Yep.
But the more I look at it, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Essentially, you can pop a shield over somebody in a pretty large range, and they take 10% less damage. Sure, it doesn't sound like much, but if you have Rampart or Sentinel up, they take half of the defense reduction from those.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 40% from Sentinel, so they'd be getting 20% from that, and another 5%. So that's what, 35 damage reduction on somebody.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
That's not too shabby.
No, it's sure isn't.
There's Holy Spirit,
Mhm.
which deals unexpected damage with a potency of 430.
Right.
That's also pretty neat.
Yeah, that's going to be their main nuke.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've seen how it slots in there yet. But
no.
Their other new skill, Requiescat, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure.
Don't ask me.
You drop a lightning blade on a guy, and if your MP is full or above 80%, you do 20% more damage with your magic spells. So it doesn't work on physical, and unfortunately, fight or flight doesn't work to buff this further because fight or flight is only physical damage. But you drop that on there, and then you spam Holy Spirit away.
It looks, yeah. This was much needed for Paladin. So
yeah, and I did the math. You can do about 7 Holy Spirits in a row if you have a Sheltron in the middle.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So all in all, it seems like all the tanks got like a proper upgrade.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the best time for balanced tanks. Like I honestly think you can bring whatever you want going into Stormblood.
Yeah, it seems.
I think they accomplished that really well.
Balanced, yeah.
What they didn't accomplish that with.
Okay.
Which one do we start with?
Where do we start? Let's do the ranged first because we know where the worst ones
ranged
are.
First?
Yeah, let's do the ranged first. Because something is happening to Bard. Something is happening to Bard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the roll actions first for ranged.
Sure.
Second wind, same as before. Instantly restores on HP. I think the potency has gone up. It's 500 now. I believe it was 400 before, or am I just completely off? Maybe it's always been 500. It feels so high right now, but it might.
It does, but I don't exactly
remember.
know. Yeah, me neither.
Foot Grace binds target. That's the nice bind thing from Machinist.
Mm-hmm.
Cancels auto attack upon execution. Target unbound if damage taken. Obviously the same. So Leg Grace is also from Machinist. Inflicts target with heavy, plus 40%. Duration 10 seconds. Actually, most of these are from Machinist, which is interesting. Because the next one is Head Grace, which is also a Machinist one. That's the silence. 1 second. And Arm Grace, that's stuns target. I think all of those are from... I think Arm Grace is new. It might be new. But I think Foot, Leg, and Head is from Machinist.
They are, yes.
And then there's the... oh god, there's something wrong with this. What's it called? The sprint one from Bard.
Yeah, what's the name of it? It's like...
There's something...
it's got a weird name.
It's got a weird name, but I can't see it because there's like something on top of here now. Professional podcast.
Yeah.
I can't see what it's called. Can someone in chat save me? It's the old Swift song. But it's called... It's called... Peloton. Ah, there we go. Increases movement speed of self and nearby party members as long as they remain within distance. Effect ends upon reuse or when enmity is generated. Cannot be used in battle. Same as Swift Song. Invigorate restores 400 TP. And that's it.
Pretty standard.
That is... No, wait. There are 3 new ones.
Palisade,
yeah. That's the physical reduction.
Yeah.
By a party member by 20%. So that is to protect another party member. No, wait, yeah, that is what it does, yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm doing a massive pull and I have a bard, I'm gonna expect a Palisade.
Refresh gradually restores your own MP and the MP of all nearby party members. So that is Mage's Ballad, I guess. With
and no longer uses your MP.
That is true. That's true.
So.
And it's also no longer just for bards. Again.
Right. Well, I mean, machinists could use it too, but
yeah.
Now they use it more like a bard does, as opposed to.
Tactician gradually restores own TP and the TP of all. That is the army's pay on.
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about bard. What's happening to bard? Yeah. Do you wanna lead us into this?
If I must. Overall, they got some pretty heavy hitting skills. They got a lot of cool stuff. I think the only thing that really is being talked about right now, though, is how bizarre their songs are now.
Yeah.
Their songs are... They lost a lot of the support they used to have, as in pretty much all of the support they used to have. They do things basically, essentially. I guess the point is you're trying to flow through all 3 songs consistently. Each song is like a different phase of what you're doing. Certain ones are going to make you hit harder. Certain ones are going to certain ones allow you to use abilities under those certain circumstances. It's pretty complicated. I'm not going to explain it all because it'll take a long time.
I love...
The weirdest thing, though...
Yeah, go ahead.
Foe's Requiem.
That's the one I was going to talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
Why does it exist anymore?
Let's just read the tooltip here. Reduces all enemy damage dealt by 3%. And just to top it off, MP is drained while singing. Effect is lost if targets move out of hearing distance and ends upon reuse.
And to make it even worse, it doesn't drain at the same rate it used to. It drains incredibly fast. It lasts about 10 to 15 seconds.
Huh. For a 3% reduction in damage.
Yeah. I mean, they have nothing else to use it for, so I mean, that's why not, but... That's
good. That's a good change there. I think all black mages are very happy for that.
They're excited.
Battle voice increases. This is absurd to read, actually, because like they have the same icons, so you expect. Well, battle voice is now increases direct hit rate of all party members under the effect of your Mage's Ballad, Army's Paean, or Wanderer's Minuet by 15%.
Right. So basically, as long as you're singing,
yeah,
they can direct hit more. So I mean that's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad. The Wanderer's Minuet has changed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit confused. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of... Is that an attack as well?
All the songs do damage. Yeah. I know. Honestly, it doesn't really matter, but it's
additional effect increases critical hit rate of all party members within the radius of 20 alms by 2%.
Mm-hmm.
Effect is
and
lost.
that seems to be
Yeah.
what all the songs do.
Yeah.
All of the songs
2%.
essentially. Yeah. So if you can be a good bard and keep all your songs up all the time, everyone gets a 2% crit buff.
The power.
All right.
Yeah, is there any like major changes other than that? Because there is a new song, isn't it? No, it's not a new song, but it's the Troubadour
Yeah,
one.
it's honestly more along the lines of what Battle Voice was.
Mm-hmm.
It adds a thing onto the song.
Yeah.
A lot of people read it wrong, and it could be a mistranslation. But it's so if you're under Army's Paean or Wanderer's Minuet, it says reduces physical vulnerability by 10%. Now, a lot of people are reading that as increases and assuming it does extra damage to the enemy.
Yeah.
But if I were to take that for word, that just means that you're going to take less damage from a certain attack for... That doesn't even say how long.
Oh yeah, it doesn't actually. That's...
So...
Yeah, this one seems a bit unfinished.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that is going to be a defensive or an offensive move, because that would change how good it is by a long shot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So hopefully we can know more concrete what that actually does, because I'm sorry, a 15% physical reduction damage is fine, I guess, but it's not great. It's nothing to write home about, you know?
Yeah, no. Anything else about Bard that we need to cover? Oh yeah,
They get mantra.
They get mantra. Yeah, they get mantra. But does it not work like you is it the same as the current mantra?
It's yeah, the exact same.
Great. Wow, Bards. That's
I know, right?
But at least you don't have the casting time now.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, Machinist.
Mm-hmm.
Machinist got they got stuff. At least Machinist. If you don't like Bard, you might want to go to Machinist, because Machinist seems to... Yeah,
I agree with that. I think people might like Machinist more if they were a fan of the newer Bard.
Mm-hmm. I haven't actually played Machinist properly. Like I only leveled it, and I haven't touched it since, because it was to me just boring. It seems like it's just is there anything here that's worth talking about? Well, there's Gauss Barrel.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
the fact that when they're above heat, all of their main combo changes, I think that's a really cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, Wildfire got nerfed.
Yeah.
A couple of their other abilities got buffed. I think the main one to talk about is probably Flamethrower.
Yeah.
The fact that, again, I hope this was a mistranslation, or maybe the way they're calculating is just completely different with this skill. It was listed as a potency of 6.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm fairly certain it meant to be 60.
Mm-hmm.
And it ticks about every 1 second in an AoE in front of you. So that's a really, really strong skill.
That's true. Yeah.
Probably one of the best AoE skills in the game now, in all honesty. And then they can explode their turrets for big damage. And then it's kind of like I can't remember the name of the scholar ability where they get rid of their fairy.
Dissipation.
Yeah. It's essentially a turret dissipation. Can't summon it back for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
So, though what people have been talking about a lot is in a lot of the English tooltips, if you're overheated, your damage dealt will be reduced by 20%.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
But the Japanese tooltip says it is increased by 20% if it's overheated.
Yeah.
So
which one is it?
which one is it? No one knows.
What would be the best? What would be, well, obviously you'd want the damage to be more. You want more damage. You don't want a reduction, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that.
Right. It also makes sense because wildfire is 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Your overheat time is 10 seconds. So maybe that's your burst, is you try to overheat your gun as fast as possible and blow everything out right there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. As Chad also points out, subject to change. So,
of course.
Yeah, so
of course.
We'll see. Okay, let's get over to the things that are actually interesting to talk about. The casters.
You keep leading me on. I'm like, we're doing it.
Let's talk about the casters, guys, because that's what everyone wants to talk about.
The white mage casters or the black mage?
No. Oh, we're gonna get there.
We are.
Casters, because there is a lot of interesting stuff here as well. Specifically for one job in particular. Let's talk about the roll. Yeah, let's.
Oh right, you want to do roll actions?
Let's do the roll actions before we go into that. We talked about Adel, which is basically the virus purple, except it's only the mind and intelligence. 15% reduction. Break deals unexpected damage with a potency of 50, and that's the heavy. It also applies 40% heavy. Drain deals unexpected damage with a potency of 80, and it absorbs 100% of damage dealt as HP, and it's on the global cooldown, I believe. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
At first, I thought that was incredibly neat because it's a nice self heal, but it does cost 600 MP. Because I thought,
and it,
yeah, this is a
pretty low potency.
Yeah, it is a pretty low potency, but I'm thinking like in situations like Palace of the Dead, where you yeah, like stuff like that. But it's not something I think people will.
I guess it'll be. Well, actually, I was gonna say, did Black Mage retain any heal, but they didn't. So yeah, maybe that's supposed to replace like Black Mage's ability to physic.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So.
A diversion reduces enmity generation, which is quelling strikes, basically. Lucid dreaming, which is the old white mage. MP refresh also reduces enmity by half. Swift cast is now it's the same thing, and it's now shared. Mana shift transfers up to 20% of own HP to target party member, which is going to save a lot of healers.
AKA turning every single black mage into a battery.
Basically, yeah. Only has 150 second, only 150 second recast timer. Then there's the thing that I can never pronounce. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do it now.
I'm just going to let him try.
Apocatastasis.
There you go.
That one. You know that one. Reduces a party member's magic vulnerability by 20%. Same shit. Surecast has been changed. Next spell is cast without interruption. That is the same. But it also nullifies sleep stun, knockback, and drawing effects. Which is like tempered will for Paladin, basically. With some extra stuff. So that's, I guess I can see at least it's more useful now than it currently is.
Right.
Erase removes a single damage over time effect from target party member other than self, which is a little bit specific because it has to be a damage over time effect. I thought just a debuff. I was a little weirded by that too. Yeah, so you can't like remove Doom, which is what Mala was most angry about because he wanted.
Really, that's gonna be like poisons, burns, frostbite. That's about it, really.
Yeah. So
maybe
we'll get some new ones in Stormblood. Who knows?
I'm leaning towards the way that a lot of these things are now role skills because they're planning on using them.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's true or not, we'll find out. But
yeah. Okay, so then there's the matter of Red Mage. There's a lot going on. The thing that I just have to say is that Red Mage can fucking chain spell race.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That means that's everyone's gonna want to have a Red Mage on their team now because that's pretty amazing.
Whip cast, double cast, hard cast, double cast.
The power.
Hey, they get a heal too.
They also get a heal. The heal isn't all that good, but it's
pretty good.
It's good for a DPS.
It scales off of intelligence and not mind.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's pretty good. I can't wait. I can't wait for the Duty Finder Red Mage. It's like, no, I'm not doing damage. I'm a healer.
That's gonna happen.
Absolutely gonna happen.
Just so you know, I've entered as a healer. Oh god, it's gonna happen, isn't it?
I know my image is red, but that's only because this game didn't allow me to come in as a healer. So just treat me as the healer.
Yeah. So where I don't even know where to begin with Red Mage because there's like so much. It's chain spell is OP as fuck. But we already sort of knew that if you've played a Red Mage before, but I didn't expect it to be this cool. Didn't expect it to be this cool. I thought they were gonna like scale it down or make it like less fun. I don't know.
No, I think they did a fantastic job with it.
Totally. I am not disappointed. So let's see. Dual cast. Which we just talked about. If I get too hyped, so I have to calm down. But after the news about the White Mage thing that we're going to talk about, I think I might actually go to Red Mage. Just saying.
Can't say I blame
you. So it has a nice little mix of red and black magic. Ver Arrow. All the Vers are there. Ver Stone. And then there's like God, I don't even know where to begin. Ver Cure. So the cure potency is 350 here, which is what I was trying to get at. Like it's not white like healer level, but it is pretty. It's the highest non-healer heal, I think, except for like because this isn't a self heal. This is like a proper heal.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's only slightly worse than a cure.
Please don't mention it. Don't talk about White Mage skills.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, Verace. But I noticed that the Verace is like the cast time is 9 seconds, but it's obviously meant to be because if you use yeah, you get an instant cast almost. Do you get an instant cast, or is it just very, very short?
Yeah, I mean, dual cast is anytime you cast a spell that has a cast time, your next one has no cast time. Yeah, so I assume it'd be completely instant. Yeah.
Yeah, you get that at level 1. So you'll never get to play level 1, obviously, but it is set at level 1.
Well, Palace.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think we should dive too far into Red Mage because
I agree. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just cool as fuck. So I'm very happy with how they did this.
Essentially, you're going crazy on spells until you have enough of your stuff to go in, cut stuff up, and fly back.
Yeah, basically.
And it's honestly looks really fun.
And I also love like the fact that it's like built around its gauge, like. The gauge for the on-screen, the UI gauge is like very like your job. Red Mage is like tied to that UI now because that's how you can access the melee skills and stuff. So yeah, I like that. That's probably what I'm going to jump to unless they fix White Mage. Okay, so let's talk about Black Mage. This is too bad we don't have Maella here. They just sort of streamlined Black Mage a bit more, I feel. There were changes to Black Mage.
Honestly, I'm pretty happy with the changes to Black Mage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not blowing me away, but I think they're great.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
I've seen some salty, like some people are a little bit salty because some potencies have gone down a little bit on certain spells, I believe. Or is it? I can't remember. I might be mixing this with Summoner again, because we're gonna get to that too. But I can't see anything really wrong here. I know that is it. Which one is it? Is it Blizzard? Or is it both Fire 4 and Blizzard 4? Yeah, they've gone down. They're now 260. They used to be 280.
Yeah. I think the idea there is you're going to be able to cast a lot of Fire 4s.
Yeah.
Like a lot more than you could before.
Yeah. Triple cast.
Essentially, going in, like, obviously, technically, right now, Blizzard 4 is completely useless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't refresh Enochian timer. But that being said, it now gives you Umbral Hearts, right?
Yeah.
And it just nullifies Astrofire's MP cost. So that makes it very, very cheap to cast Fire 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean it's fine. I don't see anything wrong here. It's pretty fair enough. Triple cast is OP to me though, so
right.
Look forward to that. Now Summoner got screwed over. Not as much as probably Scholar in that sense, but
Scholar definitely got hit by it harder. Yeah.
Bane has been hit. Quite
as well as Fester.
So let's see. I need to see the actual numbers here. So Fester is now, it's on a 5-second cooldown, which
I think it already was.
What is it already on 5 seconds? Really?
Maybe that's a good question, actually.
It might actually be on a 5-second cooldown. I can't remember. I haven't played Summoner in ages, but I thought.
Chat, help us.
Chat again. Chat. It's a professional podcast. What is it? Causes wounds inflicted by Bio 2 and Miasma to Fester, dealing damage with a potency of 150 for one effect, 200 for both. Can only be executed when the original spells were cast by you, and while under the effect of Ether Flow.
Like, that's got to be 300, right? Like,
yeah.
Seems weird that it would. I don't know.
Yeah, that's because right now Is bio gone? Is normal bio gone? Or is it?
Well, it's getting replaced.
Oh, it's getting replaced, right?
Right. You're only gonna have one bio and one miasma, having two bios and one miasma. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Where is Bane? Is Bane on Scholar?
Bane's on Scholar, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go there. Hold on, people, while I get to the.
While he's looking for that,
yeah.
The reason that Fester is hopefully a typo, like a lot of people are saying, and it's just some sort of mistake, is because Pain Flare also does 200 potency, but it's AoE.
Yeah.
Why would you use Fester?
Yeah. And then there's Bane. If you haven't heard this yet, if you're a summoner and haven't heard this yet, that's prepare yourself. If you're a summoner or scholar, specifically scholar, because this is your spreads that targets bio 2, and miasma to nearby enemies. Sounds okay. Sounds just the same.
It's not.
Potency is reduced by 20% for the second enemy, 40% for the third, 60% for the fourth, and, ladies and gentlemen, 80% for the fifth and beyond. That's probably like one of the biggest nerfs they've done on any skill here, because that is harsh. I don't quite understand why they've done it. because what do they have to replace that for?
Scholars
For
don't.
Scholars specifically, yeah.
Scholars don't have anything to replace that with.
And that, yeah.
Summoners, I'm not so worried about.
Yeah, it's worse for the Scholars, which we're going to get to that. So let's just stay on Summoner for now. But it is interesting to to think about the Scholar in this particular case. But other than that, they get Bahamut as a pet, as everyone knows, which is major hype. And we also got confirmed that Bahamut can cast Akmorn, which deals unexpected damage to a target and all enemies nearby with a potency of 680 for the first enemy, 10% less for the second, 20 for the third, 30% for the fourth, and 40 for the fifth, and 50% less for all remaining enemies, which is basically standard nowadays with the with most AoEs today.
Though this is the reason I'm not worried about summoners at all for AoE, because if you look, it's all in Kindle Bahamut. There's only a 13-second cooldown.
Yeah.
Bahamut stays out for 20 seconds.
That's true.
So you can cast 2 of them while he's out.
Yeah, that's sort of that makes up for the nerf bane.
Big time.
Yeah,
big time. I think.
Yeah. So summoners are also fine here, except for that bane, which I'm sure some summoners will get really pissed. I would kind of be pissed too. It's like when they nerfed Holy back for White Mage. But even Holy got better treatment than this.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess there's no holding it off. We have to move on to the healers. Let's first go through the role actions. Cleric Stance. A White Mage skill has been removed from White Mage, put into the shared role actions. Increases attack magic potency by 5%. Don't laugh. Moving on. Break. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 50. Heavy plus 40%. That's fine.
Yeah.
Protect. Another... Would you look at that? Another White Mage skill. That's odd. That's
kind of seems like they're all White Mage skills, doesn't it?
I don't know where you get that from. I don't know. Increases physical and magic defense of target and all party nearby. Yeah, whatever. Protect. You know what that is. Oh, it's Suna. That's odd.
That sounds familiar. Where is that? What is that?
Might be White Mage, I think.
Oh.
Removed from White Mage. Removes a single detrimental effect from a target. Lucid Dreaming. Is that the logo? Is that the icon for Shroud of Saints?
Does look like.
Another White Mage skill, huh?
Yeah.
Reduces enmity by half. Refreshes MP with a potency of 80. Duration 21 seconds. So that is an upgraded Shroud of Saints, now called Lucid Dreaming. And then there's Swift Cast. Next spell is cast immediately. Scholar. Okay, fine. Let's
just get it over with.
Okay, White Mage. Okay, so okay, where do we even begin with White Mage?
I'll start here. I'll start on the happy notes for you.
Okay.
Cure is stronger. Arrow's stronger. All your stone spells are stronger. Cure 2 is stronger. Benediction's on a way lower cooldown.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the good stuff.
The worst part is that I realized I'm not done with the cross roll abilities.
Oh no.
Largesse? That looks like Divine Seal.
It is. Yep.
Increases healing magic potency by 20%. Eye for an eye. That's nice though. Erects a magic barrier around a single party member or pet. That's new for everyone. Sure cast. Sure cast. And rescue. Instantly draw target party members to your side. Okay. Now we're done with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about all the good stuff now. Yeah, as you said, cure and everything. That's nice. We got some potency upgrades. Fluid aura.
Yeah.
No longer deals any damage.
I'm okay with that, to be honest. I'm okay with that.
Sure you are. Stone 2 had a potency upgrade from 170 to 200. Stone 2, relevant. Cure 2 restores target's HP. That's been increased with 50 to 700. The cool thing is that Benediction is now on a shorter cooldown.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's from 300 to 180.
Nearly halved.
Yeah. And then there's the secret of the lily. Now, here we go. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, the UI thing, the gimmick that's been added to the game, where basically every single job has a cool thing. White Mage has some sort of lily system. And that would have been neat if... Okay, let me just read the tooltip. Grants a 20% chance that a lily is added to your healing gauge upon the execution of Cure or Cure 2. Lilies will lower the recast time for Asylum, Assize, Divine Benison, or Tetragrammaton by a percentage corresponding to the number of lilies stacked at the time of action execution, at which time the lilies are removed. Okay.
On paper, it's not that bad.
Sounds okay. Now, here's the problem, and that is that it's proc based and it's based
How much do you cast Cure 1 and 2?
Not enough apparently, because man, that's what this, like, the lilies proc based on Cure 1 and Cure 2, like that's how it works.
So why use Regen? Because
why use anything other than Cure and Cure 2?
Right.
And if you use like any of like Asylum, Assize, Divine Benison, or Tetragrammaton, you'll lose all your lilies. It's I understand what they were going for, and don't get me wrong, it's a nice. I'm trying to be nice. It's a nice concept.
It is,
but it just does. I can't see it work because I use Assize all the time, which means I will never see those 3 lilies. I will. Okay.
The only other good thing is that the upgraded version of Secrets of the Lily just has a flat rate of reducing your Assize and Asylum recast times will just go down by 5 seconds. So I mean, there's that.
Upon healing critical HP with Cure or Cure 2. That's an important detail. That's an important detail. And also, I don't feel like the reward for getting 3 lilies is enough. Like, if you get 1 lily, your recast time goes down by 4% before you get the... Because that's... No, actually, it doesn't get affected at all. 4% on the first lily. 4%! That's nothing. And that's like the lily that you're going to get the most.
Yeah.
Because Asylum, Assize, Divine Benison, and Tetragrammaton, I use like, except for Divine Benison, which is new, but the other ones I use quite often. And they remove all of them.
Now, let's talk about Divine Benison.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not great.
No.
15% shield on a 60-second recast. Now, I don't remember, but what is the recast on Divine Veil?
Good question.
It's only double that.
You're right.
And it is 10% of the Paladin's max health.
man, it's like I don't know what they were. I understand, like, they want to make White Mage the basic healer, I think. Like the entry-level healer. And the pure healer, obviously, because that's what they're going for here. We only got one new attack spell, Stone 4, which has a decent potency.
It does.
But
and one awesome skill to boost your DPS on top of that, Thin Air.
Yeah.
Thin Air is probably the best thing they got, in all honesty.
Yeah, and
it's really good.
It's good. It reduces MP cost of all spells to 0, which is pretty neat.
For 12 seconds.
And that could save like in a worst case scenario where everyone is dead, you're out of MP, but you have Thin Air.
Yeah.
You can rest people.
You have a swift cast and a hard cast. That's 2 free reses.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the main problem here is the Lily system. Because it's
go ahead.
It's just the same White Mage. They haven't really changed it. They've added a useless system. Like that's you will never get those 3 lilies. And then, because how often do you in a situation as a White Mage cast Cure and Cure 2 on other? Because there's another thing. There's the confession stacks.
Get to that. Yeah.
Basically, if you build up 3 confession stacks on a player, it sort of acts like a tetragrammaton when their HP goes below. No, wait, how is this again?
No, you're thinking of the Scholar.
That's the Scholar one. I'm wishing, dreaming.
Basically, when you hit the skill, it'll burn all of the confession stacks.
But
problem being there is that confession stacks only last for 30 seconds. Yeah. So if you're not basically constantly cure 1ing and cure 2ing the certain people that need HP that you know are gonna drop later, then it's.
So it's basically just for the tank.
Yeah.
Because even if you heal another party member with Cure 2, and you get a stack, it only has 30 seconds before it goes away. And it's just pointless. It's just a pointless thing. And seeing as we have all these other cool, like we have Thin Air, we have all that, like we have so many emergency heals right now. There's... this feels a little bit too much for me, and also just for a tank, which, god, it's a little bit of a mess. If they had removed the time restriction on the confession stacks,
right,
that would have made them much better, and maybe that they could be triggered by other skills other than fucking Cure 1 and Cure 2. Put them on Medica, put them on Medica 2, put them on Regen. Now we're talking.
Yeah, like if they were on, I think the biggest thing is they need to be on heal over times, because it seems like when they designed this, they went, oh, White Mages don't use heal over times. All they do is cast Cure 1 and Cure 2 when people are low on health.
Which is weird, because everyone knows that most White Mages use Medica 2 and then just
and weaken the tank and then do damage until you jump back in. Like
I was hyped when they said that they wanted to make White Mage more healer, like, because, I mean, they wanted to make White Mage pure heals, but at least make the heals make sense.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't make sense to me right now. It feels a little bit like maybe they forgot about White Mage. They were like, okay, we've done all the classes. Who's left? And then there's someone like at the end there like, oh shit. There's one left. They just drew a quick little, because the UI itself also looks a little bit boring in my eyes, because it's just 3 flowers. The third one you will never see, trust me.
Yeah, you'll never see it ever. Unless you intentionally try to not cast any abilities just to see it. Oh look, I did it once. Great.
Yeah, and there's an important thing to mention here, and that is that there is now a post on the official forums where they have said that they're now listening. They've like put all the threads together. They've merged them into one, I think, and put like where you can post your concerns about White Mage, basically. So it is. I mean, again, these are not final. Nothing is final here. This could very well be changed, but I'm wondering how much they can change on this, because we're getting very close to launch.
Honestly, I think just modifying what happens to trigger these spells under certain circumstances, like what triggers confession stacks, what triggers lilies, would be a huge benefit.
Yeah. Like, all they really need to do is just change it from Cure 1 and Cure 2 to actually do the other ones as well.
Like, yeah, so your heal over times actually do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
That on top of that, maybe it would be nice if they had a skill that just gave you 3 lilies on a cooldown.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I don't see why that's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would work. At least you could see that third flower.
Right.
Yeah. Those things seems to be simple, and I hope they do that, because if we look at, like, because now White Mage is, as it is right now, White Mage is going to be the weakest healer when Stormblood launches. Now,
I'm not jumping in the boat of it's all the worst thing ever. It's gonna fall apart. It's terrible.
Yeah. No. Definitely.
Because with how much they're trying to fix it, it's very possible that it gets altered going to Stormblood.
Mm-hmm.
And even more likely is that something by around 4.1, it might be a completely different job. Which is highly likely, to be honest.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of need to, or else it's really going to be probably the most useless job in the history of 14.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't think everything's fallen apart. It's not, doomsday for White Mages or anything. It might just be a Doom's month. A Doom's, maybe 2 months.
A Doom's month. That's what it is. Yeah. So I'll probably be Red Mage until they fix this. It might be fixed at launch, or at least somewhat altered.
Or be the most overpowered healer ever. Astrologian.
Let's move on. Let's just move on to the best one. Goodbye for now, White Mage.
That was deep. I could tell that one hurt you. That was like divorcing your wife.
I remember watching that when I started reading all the articles about the changes, and I was so happy to read. And I read all the other healers first because I wanted to save White Mage for last. And every single article I read was like, they have not fixed White Mage. White Mage is... This is not good. Okay.
I'm laughing, but I do genuinely feel bad.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel awful.
Oh. Anyway, let's get to the Astrologian, which got some pretty amazing stuff. Let's talk about Earthly Star. Earthly Star. Sure. That's the yeah, what is it? Deploys an Earthly Star and grants the effect of Earthly Dominance. It's like the longest tooltip ever.
It really is.
That lasts for 10 seconds. Executing Earthly Star while under the effect of Earthly Dominance creates a stellar burst, dealing unexpected damage with a potency of 150 to all nearby enemies. Also restores HP of nearby party members. Cure potency 675.
On only a minute cooldown. So that's very good.
But it doesn't stop there. After 10 seconds, Earthly Dominance effect is changed to Giant Dominance. Duration 10 seconds. Executing Earthly Star while under the effect of Giant Dominance creates a stellar explosion, dealing unexpected damage with a potency of 200 to all nearby enemies. Also restores HP of nearby party members with a cure potency of 900. That's a 900 potency cure AoE.
Okay, now bringing it back to White Mage for a second. This is why. I know. I'm sorry. But I just gotta make it for some people saying that confession stacks aren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine putting up Cure 1s and Cure 2s on every single member in the party, somehow not having them fall off, right?
Yeah.
Somehow they've all stayed up on every target, and you use whatever the skill's called.
Yeah.
So that's an AoE 600 potency cure.
Mm-hmm.
For no upkeep at all, for something you put on the ground, the base, not even waiting, it's stronger than if everybody had 3 confession stacks in your entire party.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see a problem with that. I see a problem with that.
It blows my mind what they did here. Yeah. That's
it's a cool spell.
It's a really very cool spell. And yeah.
My only question though is, does that mean like it has a 10-second duration for Earthly Dominance and then a 10-second duration for Giant Dominance. So if you don't use it within the 10 seconds of Giant Dominance, does it just go off on its own? Or
Maybe just falls off. Maybe just stops. Just dies, I guess. Because I think you have to execute something for it to go up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, because that was what I was wondering, yeah. Now, another thing that people are freaking out about, it is the time for nocturnal sect astrologians.
Yeah.
So, they get their cure potency, right?
Mm-hmm.
That went up 10, if that means anything.
Mm-hmm.
The barrier size went up from 170 to 300%.
What is going on? What is going on?
In their right mind said that was a good idea?
I mean, it's wow.
That puts Astrologian to shame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That it does. Isn't it strange, like how Astrologian came into Final Fantasy XIV as the worst class, like it was just a mess, and for Stormblood they're just OPing the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this has to be adjusted. This cannot be. They can't leave White Mage with that and Astrologians with this shit. It's oh god. Oh my brain. Yeah, this. Yeah, there are also some card stuff. But I mean,
they got 2 new cards.
Yeah, they got Lady of Crowns and Lord of Crowns. Lady of Crowns restores a target party member's HP.
Yep, 500 potency.
500
potency. Really, really good.
Yeah.
And the Lord is a damage of 300 potency. So basically, I think what that's for, you have a card you don't really want. Say you draw like a spear or something.
Yeah.
You burn it into one of those 2, and it can either be a DPS increase or you can have it for a little extra heal when you need it.
Yeah.
So that's honestly, neat. They say that they want White Mage to be the true healer. Everything tells me that Astrologian's going to be a better healer than White Mage.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't seem right to me.
I mean, Astrologian was sort of in a difficult spot because it couldn't find its place in the current. Like now, obviously, I think White Mage is going to be the odd one out, mostly because Astrologian is everyone wants an Astrologian now in their party.
Right. See, now people are pointing out Adlo and Sucker have double strength at crit.
Do they now? I haven't.
They already did. They already did.
Oh.
They always have. That's what a crit Adlo is double strength.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But
that's a crit, so it has to...
This is triple strength on not a crit.
Yeah, it's just flat. That's it.
It's just a flat triple increase. So when it crits, it's still a triple increase.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, you talked about the Minor Arcana. That is what the name of the skill is, where if you draw like a spear, you don't want that one. You can turn it into a Lady or Lord of Crowns. There's also Sleeve Draw, which executes Draw, Royal Road, Spread, and Minor Arcana in succession.
Yeah.
Will not override currently saved Arcana. So...
basically fills up all your slots and gives you a Royal Road.
Yeah. So,
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The clear winner in my eyes of the healers. But there's also Scholar.
I'm calling it now. Double Astrologian, new meta.
Yeah, I'm... Can cards stack? No, they can't, do they? So that's going to be a problem. There's going to be a lot of bitch fighting there when Astrologians burn each other's cards.
It's true.
Scholar. Okay, so we talked about Bane, which is really a bad thing for Scholars. Their DPS is reduced by a lot, but Ruin 2 got a potency up. It's 100 now. From 80. Same for
summoners as well.
Yeah, same for summoners, obviously. They share this. Shadow Flare is now instant cast on a 60-second cooldown.
That's a DPS loss for them.
That's
because now it doesn't have 100% uptime anymore.
Yeah, because it only lasts for 30 seconds. So that means 30 seconds without Shadow Flare.
Yeah.
Broil got a slight upgrade from 170 to 190 in potency. Broil also auto replaces Ruin, and Broil 2 replaces Broil.
Yeah.
Broil, it replaces Ruin.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
is
how they
really
solved
good.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense, yeah.
Now, this skill should have been a white mage skill. I'm just going to say it. This is the most white mage skill that could have been put in the game, and it didn't go to white mage.
Yeah. This is the one I accidentally said was the confession stack thing, because it makes more sense.
Because it makes more sense.
What's it? Excogitation.
Excogitation.
Excogitation. Grants target party member other than self the effect of excogitation, restoring HP when member's HP falls below 50%, with a cure potency of 650, which is basically a heal, a free cure.
Yeah, basically a cure 2.
Yeah, cure 2. Only available while under the effect of ether flow, so it costs an ether flow to use. But yeah, that's a pretty good heal, and it's a nice way to sort of keep balance in the healing. Which yeah, this should have been a white mage skill. And then there's chain stratagem. Stratagem.
I think it's stratagem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using ether flow is increases rate at which target takes critical hits by 20%. Now, using that one, that's something you use on other members, right?
No, use that on the enemy.
Oh, that's weird. That's a weird little increases rate at which target takes critical hits by 20%. Okay, I see.
It's basically like a vulnerability, but for only critical hits, not any extra damage taken or something like that, right?
Right.
So
I also skipped.
People are already picking up some awesome uses for that, particularly for monks.
Oh yeah, right.
Because the monks, get chakra off of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
oh god.
I just want to pose a hypothetical here.
What?
Chain stratagem. Internal release for monks, 30% now. Battle litany.
Wow. Yeah.
And having a bard in your party.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna...
What? What? It's gonna be too many crits. The game will just crash.
Yeah. God. That's gonna blow up some parsers. Yeah. Anyway, I skipped Broil 2. That deals unexpected damage with a potency of 230. And then there's Ether Pact.
This is it's a little weird that this doesn't have enough information, I don't think.
No. We saw this one, by the way, in the job actions, yeah. Basically where the fairy tethers to a party member with like a green line. Right. So it orders the fairy to execute Fey Union, which with target party member other than self. It costs 10 fairy gauge. Fairy gauge cost is 10.
But it's every few seconds.
Yeah, it
so
ticks.
It's not.
Yeah. Gradually restores HP of party members with which Fairy has a Fey Union. Fairy gauge is depleted while HP is restored. Fairy cannot execute other actions while Fey Union is active. Now, we don't know the potency.
That's exactly it, yeah.
But I would assume it's pretty high because it eats a lot of that gauge. And as far as I know, it does take a while to build it up, doesn't it?
It's not too bad. It's basically every time you end up using one of the stacks, you get some of it back.
Right. Someone is pointing out in chat that after the embargo was lifted, someone mentioned it's the same potency as Physic per tick. Okay,
that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I was going to say it has to be stronger than Embrace.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no point. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense to me. That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's ticking though.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's ticking faster than you can cast Physic, that's really good. If it ticks about the same, then that's good, but not like ridiculously good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I would assume that it would go faster because I feel like that's like their ult. Like this is their massive heal.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wait. I'm excited to see how it actually works.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's Scholar and Astrologian, the only two healers in the game. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it with the. I think we've covered all the classes now, haven't we?
We didn't cover melee DPS.
Oh shit, those exist as well, don't they? Okay, let's see. I have them here.
Oh yeah, go over the cross rolls first.
Yeah, let's see.
And then we'll briefly go through samurai, because we can't spend all day talking about samurai.
No, the new classes we'll try to not talk about those because there's too much to cover. Hold on, I need the cross roll actions. Hold on. Okay. So the crossrolls, the crossroll skills are, or roll actions, sorry. Second wind. Second wind, I don't know why I cut the D off. Second wind. Instantly restores own HP. This we talked about is 500. Arm's length creates a barrier delivering slow plus 30% to any attackers. Everyone's been talking about this one because when do you use this as a melee DPS? Creates a barrier delivering slow plus 30% to any attackers.
Basically for soloing stuff. That's about it.
Yeah. It'll
be good in Palace. It'll be good.
Yeah, it's a Palace skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They now have access to leg sweep, which now does no damage. That's their stun. And diversion is enmity reduction. They also get invigorate at 400 TP restore. Bloodbath, which now has a new icon.
It's a way cooler icon too.
Yeah, is that like a hand that's bleeding?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's like bloody hand.
Well, I mean, they had to change it because it was an axe before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Warrior can't even use it anymore. So
converts the portion of physical damage dealt into HP. 20 seconds there. The big one is goad. Everyone can use goad now.
Yes.
Feint lowers target strength and dexterity by 15%. Crutch removes blind and heavy from target party member other than self. And True North nullifies all action direction requirements, which is probably a big deal for a lot of monks.
Yeah, it's a fairly big deal for samurais.
And samurais, yeah.
Great for dragoons. So yeah, pretty much good for all of them.
Yeah, probably.
For the most
part. Yeah. Okay. So now let's get into the classes, though. Or sorry, jobs.
So samurai. We'll start with samurai. Try and get this over with as fast as we can. They have, their main combos and stuff. Built into their main combos, they got an increased damage dealt by 15% for 30 seconds. So you're going to be wanting to maintain that. They have a haste, I believe. See if I can find that. Yes, they have a haste on one of their other combos. That's also a 30-second. It's 10% haste, which that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're essentially trying to hit like a truck. They have a lot of skills, a lot of high potency skills. Yeah. Their AoE is through the roof. Their AoE is just unreal. Yeah. But the thing everyone's talking about is a move called Hisatsu Kaiten. Now, I will point out the tooltip has been confirmed that it's mistranslated.
Yeah.
What the tooltip says is increases potency of next weapon skill by 150%. What they meant to say was the next weapon skill after using this ability does 150% damage.
Aha.
So it's only a 50% increase. Only a 50% increase.
Yeah, because people were freaking out because that meant potentially like 1,000 potency attacks and shit.
1,000
over
1,800.
Yeah, 1,800. Yeah, which is
because we'll get into this. If you use that on their massive end skill, which you can actually use pretty often, it's not even like a super rare thing for them to use. Basically, you go through your rotation once and you can use this. It has a potency of 720. So this is also a weapon skill.
Yeah.
So you can buff this weapon skill by 50%, leaving you at 1,080 potency.
Yeah.
Okay, can you imagine direct critting that? Like, holy shit.
God. Oh my god. This is like
So
this is okay. Yeah. This is an OP class for sure. Which is
does
probably
have its drawbacks.
It does. We have to say that, of course, but
it doesn't have much utility.
Mhm.
It basically brings a slashing buff, but that's not going to be hard to get up if you have a warrior or a ninja anyways, because they got moved into the more obvious parts of warriors and ninjas skill set.
Yeah.
That being said, I wouldn't say that they have no utility, because doing numbers like that, it's kind of a utility.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
I have no words.
No.
I have no words.
Let's just say this: it's not final. Not this can still change. This can still change.
But yeah,
but as it stands
definitely,
right now,
I think this is what they originally wanted Monk to be.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Monk was like, "Oh, you have no utility for 50 extra DPS." Well, okay. This is going to be like no utility for like 300, 400 more DPS. Now that counts as a utility in my books. Absolutely counts as a utility. So,
yeah. Please look forward to that.
Please look forward to that.
We talked about Monk. Let's talk about Monk now. What is different? What's up with Monk, basically? So we talked about this in the previous episode. There was people weren't sure if it was called Riddle or Secret, but it's now confirmed to be Riddle.
Right.
Riddle of Wind, Riddle of Earth, Riddle of Fire.
Now, there's a lot of people upset because Monk did get pretty much across the board nerfs. Almost every single one of their skills got about around a 10 potency nerf for each one. The ones in their main rotation. That being said, they got stuff like now it's 30% crit for internal release.
Yeah.
Although Forbidden Chakra also got nerfed with a good reason, because you're gonna be able to use it a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And then mainly for new stuff, they got the Riddles and Brotherhood.
Yes.
And that basically ends up being what they got.
So, to go through the different riddles first, Riddle of Wind is an instant cast. All of them are no, actually, Riddle of Wind is okay. Yeah, rushes target and delivers an attack with a potency of 65. Now,
basically,
this confuses
it's shoulder tackle.
Yeah, it is.
It's shoulder.
But why does it not have a recast time?
Because it shares recast with Wind Tackle.
There we go. Learn to read.
Essentially, this is the odd one out of the riddles. The other riddles are actually skills that you use. Whereas essentially Riddle of the Earth is when you're in Fists of Wind and you go to use shoulder tackle, you're going to be able to use shoulder tackle again.
Right.
And you actually do more damage with it. It goes from 100 potency to 130 added up. So that's good.
Yeah.
Still has the stun. Everything like that. Probably the most underwhelming of the riddles.
Yes, definitely. So then there's Riddle of Earth. Grants Fists of Earth. Also grants Earth's reply if damage is taken while active. Duration 30 seconds. Earth's reply bonus reduces damage taken by 10% for 30 seconds. Additional effect extends Greased Lightning duration to maximum. Both Riddle of Earth and Earth's reply are cancelled if Fist of Earth ends.
So that's basically a Greased Lightning extender.
Yeah.
Pretty much what that boils down to.
Yep. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's your armor crush for monks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then there's
probably going to be more for, because you don't actually need to hit anything with it. So if there's a jump, you could wait until your Greased Lightning stacks were almost about to run out, use Riddle of Earth, and by the time the boss jumps back down, you wouldn't have lost your stacks. That's one really valid thing I see it for. Also, though, if you use it, and obviously it puts you in Fists of Earth, that changes your shoulder tackle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Same potency, but you knock that dude back 10 yalms. Sure. Seem anything crazy, but it's a cool little change.
That's neat. And then there's the Riddle of Fire. Increases damage dealt by 20% while increasing weapon skill recast time by 30%. Also grants Fists of Fire. Duration 20 seconds.
So essentially, it nullifies your Grease Lightning while adding more damage. So that's pretty good. I know some people are kind of freaking out, like, oh, but 30% recast time is worse. Well, yes, but you still have your damage from Grease Lightning.
Yeah.
You know, so in overall, it's gonna be, you're gonna be hitting like a truck with that up. Another reason you're gonna be hitting like a truck is because that also changes shoulder tackle to fire tackle.
God, shoulder tackle, of all the skills, they chose shoulder tackle to be like.
Right? It's really weird, but yeah, they did. It does more damage when you shoulder tackle in that. It's a pretty nice increase too. So it's 130 potency.
That's nice. Can't complain
it's great.
about damage.
No.
So then there's the other one, Brotherhood.
This is the big one.
This is the big one. Increases damage dealt by nearby party members by 5%. Also grants a 30% chance of opening a chakra when party members under the effect of Brotherhood execute a weapon skill.
Yes. So you're gonna be making a lot of chakras.
Yes. Chakras for days.
I don't know if making is the right word, but
I mean, that's good for monks. We saw this also in the job action thing.
Right.
2 monks back to back, and you could see them sort of charging each other up. Under this, you're obviously going to be getting quite a lot of chakra through that. It's only 15 seconds. It's not going to be absurd, but you should definitely make more than one full stack of chakra. Yeah.
But that is not the only way monks can make chakra now as well. They got a base trait called Deep Meditation. There's a 30% chance that if you critical hit with any ability, you will. So that's why the whole battle litany, chain stratagem, having a bard thing, you could turn a monk into a forbidden chakra turret. Like just a machine gun. It's only on a 5-second recast now.
Yeah.
So wow.
Yeah, that's
wow. So monks, while it didn't change much, I think monks should be happy about that. I mean,
yeah, monk didn't really need didn't need to be buffed in that sense. Like they got a pretty decent upgrade, I think.
It's kind of the saying, it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that applies here.
Yeah. Oh my god, we've been going for a while. We have other stuff to cover as well. What's next? Is it which one have we not covered yet? We haven't covered Ninja and we haven't covered Dragoon.
Right.
Do we want to cover? Okay. I guess we have to cover them all. Dragoon. Let's do Dragoon. Let's see here. Okay. What has changed? This is the one that I've read the least on because I have not, you all know, I'm still leveling Dragoon, so I haven't actually done a lot.
Well, they got potency upgrades all across the board.
Okay.
Which is very nice. They lost phlebotomize, but that's kind of a thing. I mean, Monk lost Touch of Death also. So it seems like they want you to more maintain 1 dot opposed to 2 for melees, which, because again, that same thing applies to Ninja as well. They lost 1 of their dots.
Oh, yeah.
So it seems like that's what they want. They did lose a little bit of potency on their AoEs, but then they also got an actual AoE combo now, which is good.
Okay.
Their jumps are way stronger now. way stronger. And that's all. Yeah, that kind of all stuff is a thing. But once you hit level 64, you can use both of your combo, like your random ending finisher combos. And they will automatically use them both after. So you essentially get a 5-part combo.
Oh, nice.
Which is very cool.
Yeah. I'm also noticing that they have like a Mirage Dive here, which...
So that is the big one, yeah. Mirage Dive is I don't really know that... Okay, no, I know how it works, sorry. Basically, when you do a jump, right?
Yeah.
I think it's any jump. Let me see. Yeah, it's any jump that they do. We'll give them the status dive ready.
Right.
Which allows you to use Mirage Dive. So you use Mirage Dive, and it opens one of the eyes. You have to be in Blood of the Dragon for this, obviously, but they should always be in Blood of the Dragon anyways.
Yeah.
So it opens an eye, and you do that a few times. I think it's twice. I can't remember. I've heard it might be more than twice for some reason. It might be a few eyes that you need on you. It doesn't say here though. 4. You need 4. So you need to use Mirage Dive 4 times. When that happens, you go into Gaze of the Dragon, or is it Life of the Dragon, something like that.
Yeah.
And you hit really hard. really, really hard.
Nice.
So it's honestly not much has changed. They basically got, as I called it last week, Blood of the Dragon 2.
Yeah.
And I think most Dragoons are pretty happy about the change so far. I don't see anything. It's going to be way easier to keep Blood of the Dragon up now.
Yeah.
Skogul doesn't use 15 seconds anymore. So basically, as long as you're doing your combo, you'll never end Blood of the Dragon. So that's way easier to keep up than it used to be.
Yeah.
I think that they got treated pretty well. I think that's not too much change, but enough that it feels like they're gonna have some new stuff to play around with.
Yeah, sounds good. And I also haven't heard anyone complain about these changes for Dragoon, so guess it's...
I've heard a few people complain about the lack of phlebotomize, but
oh yeah, of course, when you remove a skill, obviously
it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal.
Okay, last class is Ninja. So we already know that one of the dots have been removed, and also no longer the poison things. They're gone. The Kiss of the Wasp, Kiss of the what's the other one? Kiss of the Viper.
Yeah.
They're gone. They're now traits instead. So that's good because that's annoying when you play as a ninja, especially when you go into like leveling, if you and anything that sinks you.
Yeah, you start a fate and you have to re-put them up, reapply them.
Yeah, totally. That's annoying. So that's gone now. And also you get a toad.
Yep, little pet frog. Awesome. They also got potency upgrades on almost every single one of their combos.
Sneak attack is gone.
Yep.
Which I mean, I can see why, because it was a very like weird. Yeah, you never had. You also get trick attack at like level 8 or something now. Like you get it super low level. Yeah. And also they got this ninja ley lines thing, which is so complicated. When I first read it, I had to read it like multiple times because you have to... Okay, let me just read the tooltip, because is it Tenchi Gen? Yeah, it is. Twice reduces ninjutsu recast time to 1 second and eliminates required mudra consumption for ninjutsu execution. Also doubles ninjutsu potency. Only mudra and initio available while active. Effect ends upon moving.
Yeah, so basically it blocks out every single one of your abilities.
Yeah.
As soon as you pop those down, you either move and erase what you've just done, or you only have your mudras to play with for the next, I guess, like 3 seconds or so.
Yeah. Which...
It's a good ability.
Yeah.
It's a really good ability.
It's 100
essentially, right. Essentially, what it does for you is instead of doing a 3-part ninjutsu, which obviously everybody's very used to doing, you do them all at once, but it leads to the 3-part ninjutsu.
Yes.
I don't know if that's a good way to explain it or not, but essentially, you do your one, you do a Fuma Shuriken, you can chain that with whatever makes Katan, and then chain that with whatever makes Suiton.
Yeah.
And all of those do double damage, which I would like to point out means that single target Dotons are going to be a good thing again.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
It's cool. It's really cool.
It is cool. Just also one of the frog. It's called Hell Frog Medium. Delivers fire damage with a potency of 400 to target and all enemies nearby.
Yeah, they got a pretty good AoE buff because
that's 400 flat for every single one it hits.
And Death Blossom got a 50 potency increase as well. So.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
So, and then everybody was freaking about this skill, Bava Kakra, which I believe that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. Doesn't sound very Japanese to me, but it's okay. It's a big hit. A lot of people are freaking out about it because the ninja direct crit for 12k in one of the videos.
Yep.
So people were like, holy shit, ninja's got the... And I mean, yes, it is a very strong ability, but it also did direct crit, which raises the numbers through the roof. So
yeah.
But again, I think ninjas are pretty happy. I mean, I've talked to a few ninjas that say they're a little worried it might be getting a little too easy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because their combo drastically got reduced, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, they did say that they were going to streamline all the classes, and that seems like that's where we're going. They're not dumbing them down, but they're, streamlining them.
Yeah.
Okay. That covers the classes and the abilities. So they showed some of the new areas. I don't think we were going to go too far into that, but there is something we have to discuss, because in that video we still haven't seen Alamigo, the city proper. Like 5 episodes ago, I think Orange and I had like a terrible feeling that Alamigo was gonna be an instance dungeon, and they released. They showed there was a dungeon preview. I love the silent, like the ominous silence that just sort of spread.
I'm just letting it happen.
And they showed like a dungeon preview thing, and one of those areas looked suspiciously similar to what I would believe Alamigo looked like. Are we seeing Alamigo as an instanced dungeon right now?
I mean, I'm not gonna rule it out,
because that's gonna crush me. Because I tried to calm Orange down, because I just let that, like, I was like, sure, no, they're gonna save it for the tour of the East video. That it's not there. And there is like a moment where the Warrior of Light is like walking in the very beginning. He's walking at something that looks like a Garlean something, and it could potentially be the entrance to Alamigo. But why are we not seeing anything from there? I'm worried.
See, now, I think the only silver lining here is that we did see some of it, or what I assume was it, during the Revolutions trailer.
Yeah, that is true. But it could also be like because one of those areas was very similar in that trailer. It was called something else. So I thought maybe it's like a district. I'm desperately trying to make it. But they did say that during the media tour, there was one specific area they did not get access to in the Alamigo map, or the Girabania map, or whatever it's called. That could be Alamigo. I mean, if you can see it from the distance, doesn't mean it isn't a dungeon. I mean, we could see Castron and everything from the outside.
Crystal Tower.
Yeah, Crystal Tower. Yeah.
Even halfway across the world, and it's doesn't make it not a instanced raid, right?
Yeah.
That being said, it's also possible. I mean, this is kind of a stretch because nothing like this has necessarily happened in the game before. But what if the way the story works, it doesn't necessarily make sense for us to have access to it right away? What if we, it is a dungeon, it is an instance dungeon, and after completing that, the way of the story events go, when we actually liberate it, then it becomes a zone.
Oh God,
they haven't done anything like that before. I'm pulling that just out of thin air.
Yeah.
But that would be a cool thing for them to do.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be cool. And I mean, there's that, or there's just because they don't want to spoil what Alamigo looks like on the inside. Just that might also be why. But it did. It did make me a little bit worried when I saw that video, because I was expecting that to be like the first thing we saw, like Alamiga, where is it? And then we were in Rogger's Reach. Yeah,
they're really hiding it, and I am a little scared as to why it's being hidden.
Yeah, because they're showing the hell out of Kugane. Like, that's just out there. Like, we've seen everything of Doma so far, almost. And for some reason, Alamigo is, like, nowhere to be seen. But let's hope it's either spoiler or what you said, that we have to liberate it first, and then we'll see, I guess. About the dungeon preview, there was like there are some screenshots on the official website, which showed some interesting stuff other than the Alamigo thing. But there was also what seemed to be a dungeon like in Kugane, or at least close to the outside of Kugane, because you could see like the big. What's it called? Like the palace thing that you see in like all the screenshots. Like it's so big, you see it from everywhere. I
didn't see that. I don't think I saw that dungeon preview then.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I think I did, at least. Maybe I just dreamt it. That might also have happened. I'm pretty sure I didn't dream it. Hold on. Pretty sure I saw it here. Let's see here. Where's the dungeons? Gameplay, instance dungeons.
Now, are you talking about the, what's it called? Shisui of the Ruby Sea or whatever?
Oh shit! I think I. Oh shit.
We almost did it. We almost had no problems the whole show. Almost.
I'm sorry, guys. I pressed the wrong button.
We were so close.
I was trying to switch to the... Okay, now I've screwed everything up here. Hold on, I have to do this again, so hang with me. Okay, there we go. It's not called anything on the screenshot. Hold on. I want to switch to that particular pitch. Hold on. Professional podcast. Hold on. Why doesn't the screen cap work though? Yeah, this one. This one.
Ah.
This one's interesting because it looks like it's inside.
You think this could be like a vault equivalent?
Yeah, it might be, yeah. Because this is clearly that thing that we always see in Kugane, the big building. But this might no, you can see buildings too. So this is inside. I thought maybe it could have been on the outside, but so that's interesting. But it has like arenas, so I'm getting like some Hullbreaker Oil Hard vibes.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
But yeah, there's also, I can show you the so everyone can see the so this is in Alamigan territory, I guess. Let's see.
That's a cool one.
This one's cool, yeah.
I'm getting like FF7, FF8 vibes from those.
Totally. And this is you can see the cannon there in the top left.
Right, the Big Bertha.
Yeah. Now this is the one that I'm worried about. If this.
Oh, I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, this is what sparked my worry, because this might be Alamigo we see here, because that big thing in the background there, I think that might be like the.
I would go ahead and say that is 90% chance that is Alamigo.
Oh, that's so sad though if that is the case, because that's like what they did with Selpathol, really, because they just made that whole area a dungeon, and now they're doing this with Alamigo. That would be weird. I feel like it's too weird to be true. I hope it is.
Yeah.
But it could be like, because we just saw a part of Kugane as a dungeon, so maybe this is just a part of Alamigo as a dungeon.
That's a very good point too. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe just hope for that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just worried.
I'm not too happy about that though.
No.
Again, it's not that I'm not happy that there is a dungeon in a city, because I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Especially if it had something like we have to clear the dungeon before we get access to the city. That's awesome.
That would be cool. Yeah, totally.
But it would be nice to have some confirmation that it's actually going to be a city.
Yeah, because now it's getting really worrying. Because
yeah, it is. It is.
But yeah, for now we can only speculate still. But
of course.
Yeah, we'll know in less than 2 weeks when early access kicks off. Yeah, please look forward to it. Now, from one worry to another, there was a recent interview with, was it, MMORPG.com. They did an interview with Yoshi P. They talked about stuff about Stormblood.
Can I go now? I don't want to be here anymore.
And it was mostly stuff we had heard before.
Yep.
But here's the thing that I think a lot of people missed in that interview. This quote, I'm just going to read this and then we're going to discuss it. As far timing of patches post Stormblood goes, Yoshi P said they plan to keep the 3 to 3.5 month cadence they have currently been doing. Okay. Fair enough. He said it seems to be a good rhythm for the players, which keeps them from either feeling like they run out of things to do too quickly or feel overwhelmed with content. It is also a good cycle for the developers because they can consistently put out high quality content without killing themselves. Okay, still fair enough, but this is the kicker. The current plan for what these patches will contain, I have to read this, is odd-numbered patches will have 1 dungeon and some other new content, while even-numbered patches will have 2 new dungeons and quality of life improvements. That happened. He said those words. Everyone just take a moment to let that sink in. Sink in. Okay, so now we have to figure out why. What does this...
I'm over exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean...
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, but...
If we get content alongside of it. Now, I'm assuming the first odd number patch, your 4.1, will probably be Eureka. They'll give us 1 dungeon and they'll give us Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Eureka's actually good and it actually spend a lot of time in Eureka, I don't see an issue with that. That's okay. Then I'm assuming 4.3 is going to be the never before seen in a dungeon thing.
Oh,
right?
the groundbreaking stuff. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That might be. Yeah, but I still have to say that what's going to happen to the expert roulette? Is there at every odd-numbered patch going to be 1 dungeon in the expert roulette?
That's what I'm gonna...
It's not going to be a roulette. It's just going to be this dungeon.
I don't have any concrete thing either way, but I've had a few people tell me that he doesn't want to put old dungeons into it because they'll be too easy. Again, don't take my word on that at all, because I could be wrong.
This worries me a bit, I have to be honest. Because I talked with... Because this has been, like Orange said. Orange was pissed when we went from Around the Board
I was pretty
to
pissed
Heavensward, when we only got 2
I
dungeons.
I wasn't happy about that either.
And now we're only getting, at some point, 1 dungeon. And now we don't know what the other content is. As you say, Eureka is one of the things that we're getting. But didn't we hear rumors that Stormblood's budget was going to be significantly bigger than Heavensward? How can this... Where did the money go? Did they go go to wrestling and wine?
WWE took half of it. No, what it sounds like to me is that they decided to put all this budget into the game, but not hire more people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Where they're going, okay, we can put more money into the projects we're doing, but it doesn't allow us to do more projects at the same time because we didn't hire a few more dungeon designers, you know? Like,
that's so weird how they like handled this. I mean, we're talking out of our asses here because we don't know exactly what this other content is. Eureka could be amazing. I just don't understand how the expert roulette's gonna work in this. Maybe we don't have an expert roulette anymore. Maybe that's gonna just go when the odd numbered patch comes out, or just
and you just queue for that 1 dungeon. Yeah,
maybe. Which, I mean, I don't know. It's a bit strange, this whole thing.
Although I just want to see an expert roulette that has 1 dungeon in it. So then it's not a roulette at all.
Yeah.
Just like the most pointless thing in the entire game.
I want that too. That would be nice.
Like,
I wonder what I'm getting on the expert roulette today.
Yeah.
So it will we'll have 1 dungeon and some other new content. It doesn't really say anything other than other new content either. So yeah. I'm expecting it to be like on the level of another dungeon. It has to be, because he's even saying in this comment that it seems to be a good rhythm for the players, which keep them from either feeling like they run out of things to do quickly or feel overwhelmed with content.
Yeah. It's
with 1 dungeon, Yoshi P. We might run out of things too quickly, but I hope Eureka is good.
Here's the thing too. If it's not enough of a piece of content, I would say it has to be bigger than most of the pieces of content we get right now. Like, it's got to be better than Aquapolis. It's got to be better than Palace of the Dead. Because, yeah, we're getting 1 dungeon, and this other thing would be great. But a lot of these patches, we've been getting 2 dungeons and another piece of content.
Exactly. This feels like a downgrade.
It really does. It feels like a downgrade, yeah.
Because they brought out stuff like the Aquapolis while still punching out 2 dungeons. So
right.
I don't know. This is a bit weird to me. Yeah. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. I mean, we have to, obviously, but yeah, this is a weird strategy to me.
I agree.
This has been a lot of people. I expected actually them to add more, like because everyone was like, yeah, they got a bigger budget. We're probably gonna get 3 dungeons now.
That's what I was thinking too.
But no. Okay, I think we have to wrap it up now because we are way over time. We can't do the great discussion today, which was supposed to be about the jump potions, which is another heated topic. Yeah. But I guess we'll do that in the next episode then.
It's better because I want to hear.
Yeah, with
Orange. I want to hear Orange's opinion on this. I'm sure they'll be interesting.
I believe Orange once said that he wanted Gil to be available on the Mog Station, so you know where you can probably guess where Orange is standing. Yeah. And on that note, Thank you for watching this episode. Oh wait, maybe I should draw. We have to draw a new dungeon, I think, for this. Okay, so I know we haven't seen the video. That's going to be up on YouTube. So please look forward to that. For minimum eye level. So now I'm just going to pull this one.
That was Hawk Manor hard mode, right?
Yes. And now we're going to... Oh. Fuck, these are so good quality, these 1.0 things. Okay. We're going to... Oh my goodness gracious. That's a pretty recent one.
Yeah.
The Great... Oh god, we're gonna... Okay. The Great Gooball Library Hard is where we're going next.
That's not so bad. That's not so bad.
Please look forward to that. That's on... We usually do this on Fridays now, so keep a lookout for that. Great Gooball Library Hard. Okay. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn. I've been joined by Asspot. I'm Lukile Bravestone. We'll be back next week. Until then, take care. Bye.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Speakers of Hydaelyn. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you want more. We're also on Twitter at twitter.com/speakersxiv and on Facebook at facebook.com/speakersxiv. The show is also available in audio form on iTunes. Link is in the description. If you want to watch the show live, the show runs live every Saturday at 7 PM GMT, 12 PM PDT on twitch.tv/speakersofhydaelyn and on youtube.com/speakersxiv. If you want to support the show, consider pledging to our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.